Happy Halloween, everyone. Getting a daily recap out a bit earlier than usual because got some celebrations. Obviously, I hope you all are as well and are looking forward to a very fun weekend after a great ending to the week. Um, and which was nice. It's nice. Yesterday was smooth, today fairly smooth. I like that. Win rates are good. Things are moving in the direction we want. Shorts are working, which I guess a majority of the time they have been working in this market, but it looks like things are starting to finally puke over. The only spooky thing that happened today was this the intraday plunge on gold here. This was enough for me to peel off, kind of begrudgingly peel off some of the exposure there. The loss wasn't too bad though, and it's a nice recovery into the close. Still, still looks like the low short-term lows in for gold. So I'm looking for a nice bounce there. All the fundamentals are still there as well. So it looks fine so far. We had really took some profits on Google short, and it looks like we want a continuation there. Actually, just pull up Google here. Just so it looks like a classic blow off top. Gets super extended at the end of a rally, and the RSI is not confirming, and so let's come test the daily EMA and see if there's buyers there. If there's not, this thing can go back to the 240s potentially, 250, 240s. If the whole market dumps, which if you're going down there and this isn't the only stock that looks like that, by the way. Meta's already a dump town. It's literally about to flip on the daily. People are whining about it on social media. People are like, "Oh, the capex spend. Why is the market mad?" Because every time Zuckerberg gets excited about something, he overspends. Did everyone already forget about the metaverse sell-off that we had? Come on, that's recent history. If you don't have TikTok brain, that was a 76% decline when he overspent on the metaverse. And you saw people like right after the earnings report buying it up. What are you doing? If you want to be a long-term holder, at least wait one freaking day before you buy. Like, what are you doing? So that's silly, pretty dumb. Um, so especially on a big reaction like that. And you could be late, but you know what? When it comes to stuff like that, being late and not making a few percent less is always better than catching the falling knife. Okay, it's like, I don't know, bare bone basics, guys. Don't make that mistake. Okay, there's so many like big people on X that did that, and it's never a good idea. The worst thing that can happen to you is you do something like that and it works. Apple, another stock that you get this earnings pop and you give up the entire move. You're not confirming the high on the daily, and it's rolling over here. It's come back to its daily EMA Monday. We'll see if there's buyers here, but it doesn't look great. The only thing that does look potentially good is Nvidia. However, you should just be concerned about the fact. I mean, honestly, that doesn't even look that great. But you should be concerned about the fact that there's all this capex spend. Meta's going to spend more than ever, and Nvidia is not getting a reaction to that. I mean, you got an initial, you got more of a pop off the AI headlines and news. So the market could say, "Oh, it's priced in because Nvidia said 600 billion, so everything else is more of like a sell the news, buy the rumor, sell the news. Maybe that's what this is." Honestly, that level of excitement and stuff did not see a continuation out of Nvidia, especially when you start thinking about if you started valuing this like a growth company. I know it's $5 trillion, but it's a growth company. Look at the metrics, should be like 240, 260. 300 maybe, if we get to super crazy overvalued territory, and we're not seeing that. You got the low liquidity environment. Bitcoin can't get it up anymore. It needs some blue chew badly, but yeah, it should be concerning. um so yeah, the Google short's working. It looks just fine. We have some rolls that we took profits and then we rolled with a portion of those profits there. That looks good. I did go ahead and take a SPY short. I didn't go super aggressive, but we just went through all the big techs and they all look kind of mediocre. I mean, the one we didn't talk about was Microsoft, which is like one of the few that can't set a new high here. And if you look at this monthly chart, Microsoft hasn't confirmed the highs since 2021. It's the RSI has been in a steady like downtrend since 2021. You know, there's not the same momentum pushing this. Like it's been running out of steam for years now. So to see it on the daily, not be able to reclaim those highs, and to see that there's tons of sellers here just unloading it should be pretty concerning, you know, especially about this thing. This thing tried to get it to try to get this daily flip, and now it's rolling back over. I mean, that's super ugly to see. It doesn't look like spies can. SPX is confirming. In fact, this is now testing the bottom of this wedge and catching bounces here. I mean, that looks okay, but I'd keep a really close eye on. You know, we're 40 points away from getting another free fall candle like this. So be mindful of that. Um, the other thing we did was we set up some Carvana puts. Same thing. Actually, for this one, someone pointed this out to me. I already thought it looked awful, but it's right at the 200-day moving average here. So if you puke that up, game over. The bigger story here is if this stock finally pukes. The only thing I'm looking for is pure risk reward, right? And I can actually see here. I didn't notice until just now that they're like murdering me on some of these contracts. Um, I wonder how much of that is due to spreads, but it doesn't really matter because if this thing gives up 300, um, you're gonna take out 280, 260, 250. I mean, you're going basically straight to 200. Honestly, it's a circular scam. They sell the stock to use their company that the family owns to buy the loans at higher prices than they should. And I mean, it's not even everyone. The bulls will say, "Nah, it's fine," because they're stupid. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's a scam right on the open. It's not even like it's secretive, and it's not even like they're denying it. You know, so and I didn't even realize that there was a lawsuit that got put forth, but then they basically said, "Hey, this isn't well written enough. Send it back," and they did send it back. I didn't know there was an active lawsuit that actually breaks down the whole process of what's going on and how they're pumping the stock and using the pump stock to finance the company, and that's why the executive team literally sells every fucking day. Like, if you're a bull, if you follow someone who's a bull and who's buying this, or even honestly, even as a short-term trader, you don't touch shit like this. You don't touch shit that one day could just nuke you because the fundamentals are that bad. And it's not even at a stage that is worth a debate, you know, because it's like, oh, everyone knows that's a fucking scam. So I don't have anything else to say about that. Um, yeah, I mean that's about it, guys. It was a good day. Stuff's working. We're shorting. Oh, AMD is another example of uh another stock looking real frothy up here. So I'm looking to see if we can get a good clearing out. Earnings is coming up, and there might be some run up into earnings that gives me some pain. I believe it's like the third, so it's next. So it would be next week, next Tuesday. So what we've seen though, and what has been the pattern, is to sell after earnings. Regardless of how good earnings is, everyone gave good earnings. Everyone's selling. You know, they're getting initial pops. Initial pops just get sold. So maybe AMD gets an initial pop, but I mean, just looking at that, you know, trading's all about thinking in bets and probabilities, and I'm shorting it here because I'm betting that you already got the pop. Your pop was that move from 170 to 210, or what is this, to 203. That was your pop. That was your pop. That was your pop just on headlines. And then you got a run up past that. So, you know, there's your earnings move. You got it. If you didn't catch that, you've missed the earnings move. So chill out. Now I guess it's worth mentioning that this monthly here is about to fire, but it isn't yet. And so this is a monthly, so it could literally take like most of November to come to fruition. You could pull all the way back to 200, and this thing would still kind of look like this, and then maybe next year you get a run. Fully possible. Monthly doesn't really fake out, so you should be cautious. That is definitely one of our smaller short positions. I guess actually I don't know if I mentioned it, but maybe I'm repeating myself. Maybe I'm not. Amazon's another one that I'm shorting here. It just looks like all the other ones. You get this big pop. You're too extended. Let's go test the bullish EMA and see if there's buyers. It's not even really a bearish thesis. It's just normal price action. So, it's not some bold call that the top is in. We're going to go to zero. Game over, bubbles popping. It's more of like, oh, here's some short signals. And I'm already bearish. I don't want to miss these. It could turn into something, but it isn't yet. Right now, it's just a normal retracement to come visit the bullish EMAs. Okay. So, and anything past this is more of like I would take my shorts off and I'd wait until I saw more signs of weakness and I'm getting short again because it's just too extended. So, yeah, that's all I got. Maybe I day trade stuff higher. It's fine. But right now, I'm feeling really comfortable at the end of the weekend. We've actually got like a good amount of cash, about 40% cash in the small account challenge. But looks just fine to me. Oh, there's some buyout news here on our small cap pick. Which I was actually late to read in, but there's a bidding war between Novo Nordisk and Pfizer, and Novo outbid them on a weight loss drug company, and so that's also caused a nice continuation here on VTYX, which is cool, because I like this, and it also is a great example of how freaking undervalued Viking Therapeutics is. I don't know why this thing can't get it up. I mean, we are up, albeit not much, but we are up again, especially after that brutal crash. Look how we took some profits off on that, but before the crash rather. But yeah, I was still holding some old contracts from there, and honestly, they've come back like 27%. So maybe this is where I can add some more there. I'm just waiting. I feel like there's a non-zero chance that a headline hits this thing within the next 4 months and sends it up 60-70%. Okay. Anyways, we got company at the house. I'm going to head out, guys. Have a good one. God bless. See you Monday. Oh, happy Halloween.